Well, this is John Black, Super Chemist. Got a little clip here for you to watch. Then we'll get into this.
Are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups?
Sure. You've got David Duke just joined. A bigot, a racist, a problem.
Would you repudiate David Duke?
Sure.
David Duke and robocalls are out again, the white supremacist movement supporting you. Do you have any words for that?
Well, I disavow. David Duke endorsed me? Okay. All right. I disavow, okay? When we looked at it and looked at the question, I disavowed David Duke. So I disavowed David Duke all weekend long on Facebook, on Twitter, and obviously it's never enough.
Trump's refusal to condemn, distance himself from white supremacists.
The Anti-Defamation League is already out there asking the president to clarify why he didn't condemn white supremacists.
So are you prepared right now to make a clear and unequivocal statement renouncing the support of all white supremacists? Of course I am. Of course I am. When Chris joined, we had a news conference, and they asked me the exact same question. I said, I disavow. I disavowed then. I disavowed today on ABC with George Stephanopoulos. I disavowed again. David Duke is a bad person who I disavowed on numerous occasions over the years. I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace.
Then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it. I totally disavow the Ku Klux Klan. I totally disavow David Duke. Ultimately, he got to the Ku Klux Klan, which obviously I'm going to disavow. I reject David Duke. Rejected David Duke. I've rejected the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan.
But David Duke is saying to his supporters and followers, vote for Donald Trump. White supremacists are saying, vote. Do you want those votes?
No, I don't want them, and I don't want him to say it.
And you don't want the supporters?
No, I don't want it.
What do you think of white supremacists, by the way?
I don't like any group of hate.
David Duke announced his Senate candidacy, claiming your agenda.
Are you ready before you ask the question?
Newt Gingrich said every Republican should repudiate this guy no matter what it takes.
And I do. Rebuked. Is that okay? Rebuked.
Rebuked.
Done.
Just to clear it up this morning, can you, naming it, make a declarative statement that you denounce, that the president denounces it?
Racism is evil. And those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists.
Do you want white supremacists to vote for you?
No, I don't at all. Not at all.
His campaign is denouncing a show of support from the KKK's official newspaper, as in the Ku Klux Klan.
In the same New York Times interview, he denounced white supremacists. He denounced the neo-Nazis who support him.
President Donald Trump signed a congressional joint resolution that condemns white supremacy, neo-Nazis, and other hate groups.
When he was asked to condemn white supremacists, he didn't.
And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally.
When specifically asked if he would denounce white supremacists, that the president dodged it.
I spoke out forcefully against hatred, bigotry, and violence, and strongly condemned the neo-Nazis, the white supremacists, and the KKK.
Well, I have to say that it's disappointing that a sitting U.S. president can't outright condemn white supremacy.
In one voice, our nation must condemn racism, bigotry, and white supremacy.
The President of the United States, in the year of our Lord 2020, refuses to condemn white supremacists.
Any group of hate, I don't like it. Any group of hate, whether it's white supremacy, whether it's any other kind of supremacy, whether it's Antifa, whether it's any group of hate, I am very concerned about it, and I'll do something about it. He's yet wants to condemn white supremacy, the neo-Nazis. He hasn't condemned the darn thing.
Well, I wanted to play another video, right? It's like that, a compilation of stuff. And basically, I got my no bandana on today, cut my hair off. But basically a compilation. There was like 5 or maybe even 10 videos like this. And it just had CNN and MSNBC. And if you watch my last video, at the beginning, you'll see how they're saying terrorist, evil terrorist, Al-Qaeda, believed linked to Al-Qaeda, terrorism, terrorist. Just clip after clip, because that's all they did in the news when it was back in the day, you know, with 9/11 and that. It was all about terror. The news just every 5 seconds on every news channel, that's all you heard was the word terrorist. Like that isn't brainwashing and propaganda. But anyways, they did the same thing with Trump now because, if you watched it, ever since he said fake news, he's every 5 seconds in the news, nonstop. He's a racist, he's a racist, he's a racist, he's a racist, he's a racist. This whole presidency, he's a racist, he's a racist. Okay? I wanted to show that compilation showing how they're just brain. I mean, if the news says over and over the same thing over and over again every 5 seconds, your brain should automatically say, hey, they're lying, most likely. So I'm not going to believe them until I look into it and see for sure for myself. Because anytime that the news does that, they're lying, okay? It's like you've seen this compilation of videos that I just showed, right? Trump just won't do. You can see he's actually getting pissed in some of those clips because, you can't be asked the same question over and over and over again for months and months and years now, a decade now, and not be pissed off that you got to keep answering the same question. And even though you answer saying, yes, I condone white supremacy and all the racism and all that, I condone it. Even though you keep saying it over and over, you're still hearing in the news, Trump won't denounce it. Trump just loves racism. Let me tell you something about the KKK. The KKK is a Christian organization, okay? They condone Christianity. Now, let me ask all the Christians out there, okay? Are you a racist? Because David Duke or whoever and the KKK, they endorse Christianity. So are you a racist if you are a Christian too? And if you're not, why not? Why aren't you a racist piece of garbage? Right? KKK endorses Christianity. So by logic of this craziness, anyone who likes Christianity is a racist. Is that true? No, that's stupid. Okay? Just because if the KKK endorses vanilla ice cream, it doesn't make me a racist because I like a vanilla ice cream. And if you think it does, then, hey, fuck you. Okay? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. The KKK endorses you, so therefore, you believe everything the KKK says. What the fuck does that? What the hell? So by that logic, I'm going to go and I'm going to go on TV and I'm going to say I endorse Joe Biden, and I think that we should kill people just on a whim. Everyone should have the right to kill people. So what now? Does that mean Biden endorses everything I say? Does that mean Biden endorses that we should just all be able to kill each other if we wanted to at a whim? No, it doesn't. Okay? So, but anyways, let's get into Trump, okay? Is Trump racist? Now, the thing I would do, which I did, okay, is I would go and I would see what his entire life was like, okay? And when I got into, because I didn't know anything about politics before Biden, I didn't even know who Biden was, even though he was vice president for 8 years. I didn't know who this guy was until he became president, and the whole world just fell apart. Anyway, so first things I did with Trump was I went into current stuff, right? And at this time, right, they were saying that he was saying that Mexicans were all rapists and killers, and everyone that comes across the border is a Mexican rapist. And then I watched the actual, so I went, I went to the actual thing of, him saying that, the rally or whatever it was. I went to that and I actually seen the words coming out of his mouth. And what he was really saying was that, we got to close the border down, man, because, big percentage of these people coming across the border are, trafficking drugs, human trafficking. They're rapists. They're criminals. And then he even said, yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of, some of them are just great people, and we would actually like them to be in our country. But that doesn't, who cares? I don't care if there's 999 good people coming across. If one bad guy's coming across, we need to shut it down. That's just common sense. So they lied. They outright lied. The Charlottesville thing, they said that he was sticking up for the white supremacists. I don't even know what happened in Charlottesville, really, to tell you the truth. But I do know this. I went and seen what he said, and what he said was, I condone I disavow. I say they're horrible people, the white supremacists and the this and that. And then he said, but on both sides, not the white supremacist side, though, you have good people. Like during the BLM riots, you know what I mean? You do have people that are against it. They're good, obviously. You have people that are rioting that kind of, that are protesting but not rioting. You know what I mean? They're good people. You know what I mean? And then you got the instigators that started the riots, the Antifa and the Democrats, basically. He's disavowing. He said, I disavow the white supremacists, but these, two sides, they both have a points, somewhat in a way. But he literally said beforehand, just like the January 6th, he said, go out and protest at the, they said he cited this thing. I went and looked at the rallies or whatever where he was actually speaking the words, and I went and I seen the post on the X or Twitter or whatever it was, you know what I mean? And I looked at them with my own eyes, right? Instead of just believing what the news was telling me, right? And now I just lost my train of thought. I can't remember what I was talking about. But I went and I looked. Oh, the January 6th. He said in his tweets and his rally, yeah, you can go protest, it's your right, and blah, blah, blah. But he always, every time he followed it up with, we always remember we're Republicans. We stand for law and order. We love our police, and we never want to do anything violent against them, and we don't want to do any violence in our protesting. We want to do peaceful protesting only, because that's what the Republicans stand for, and we're for law and order. You know what I mean? And then they go on and they act like he incited. He told them, see what it is they want to they want to outlaw protesting. You know what I mean? How do they do that? Well, they make you responsible for everyone who goes to protest. Even though he said be peaceful and this and that, if someone goes there and they ain't peaceful, you're responsible. So obviously, you're never going to make, organize a protest if you think that you got to be responsible for everyone in your crowd, even the most idiotic nut job that isn't even part of the crowd. He just came to instigate. You got to be responsible for him too. But anyways, so I looked at the thing, probably about 10 things like that, you know what I mean, where they said he said something that was racist as hell, and then I go look at the actual video footage or the actual, newspaper or the tweet or whatever, and I see that they were just, literally outright lying. You can see from the clips at the beginning of the video, hundreds of times they're saying he just won't denounce it. And you can see he's literally, every interview he had for months and months, years, he's just, every other sentence is, I denounce white supremacy, because they just kept asking over and over again. They wanted him to get pissed off with his answers, so he looks like he's pissed that he has to actually denounce them. No, he's not pissed that he has to denounce them. He's pissed that he has to denounce them over and over and over and over and over and over again. That's what he's pissed about. And you could tell, because as time progresses, he starts out normal, yeah, I denounce him, of course. And then, as it goes on, he gets more and more pissed with his answers.